Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you're one of our wonderful regular viewers, you may notice that my voice is a little different to usual. We are both still recovering from a virus following our travels. Jonathan has been enjoying the peace and quiet. Unfortunately for him though, my voice is beginning to return, though not quite at full strength just yet. If you're new here, we are Anne and Jonathan Halstead, and in our spare time we love to visit ancient places of energetic interest to see what we can discover from an alternate perspective. Our trip to Krakow was slightly different in that it had been a last-minute decision and based on a recommendation for somewhere to celebrate Jonathan's 60th birthday. Were there other reasons that we were meant to visit Poland? Well, yes, we would discover those over the course of our trip. We'd love to take you with us on our journey where we'll share the ups, the downs and the highlights of our time away in a series of short videos. We hope by the end you'll have fallen in love with Poland as much as we have. We cannot wait to return someday soon, as there's still so much we didn't manage to experience first time around. It's been 5 years or so since we've flown abroad, so we were a little rusty on procedures. Our first hiccup was finding the hand luggage that we'd been sold specifically on the proviso that our airline would accept it as hand luggage, ended up costing us quite a bit extra. The meet and greet service at the airport had no record of our booking, so that was fun sorting that out at 5 o'clock in the morning, and no matter how organised I thought I'd been for getting us through security, last-minute decision to throw my body warmer into my hand luggage resulted in it being held back and swapped, as I'd inadvertently left a lip gloss in the pocket. I did wonder where I'd left it as I was packing the liquid bags. Anyway, with those little dramas over, we had a bit of time to relax over breakfast before boarding our flight in readiness for takeoff. Have heard Jonathan being enthusiastic over the takeoff. He loves flying. I, however, was sat with tears streaming down my face like a big wuss. I'm not the best of flyers thanks to past experience, but with tears dried, I did manage a grimace. Smile for the camera. Actually, it was a great flight, and with a strong tailwind behind us, we were way ahead of schedule. As you can see, we landed smoothly and we were through customs and baggage claims very quickly. We were met by a transfer driver who would take us to our hotel, giving us a great guided tour along the way. We left him a generous tip for such great service and went inside to check in. They say things come in threes, but not usually in our case. With a few clicks of the keyboard and some puzzled looks, the receptionist finally declared we were at the wrong hotel. She pulled out a street map and pointed to where we were and where we were meant to be. Our hearts sank as we saw that our hotel was in fact at the other side of town. On the bright side, she gave us the map to follow, and so resigned to negotiating our way with luggage in tow, we stepped outside, only to be met again by our driver, who thankfully had realised his mistake. Finally, we arrived at the hotel we'd booked, and this time check-in went to plan. The room, even though it was on the small side, was spotlessly clean and had everything we could possibly need. We spend very little time at base when we're away, as there's always lots of exciting new places to discover and explore. Unpacking done, we were starting to get a little hungry, so we set off to find Platz Nowy in the Jewish district, famous for its zapiekanka. I'd watched plenty of videos to see what food recommendations people have when visiting Krakow, and zapiekanka was on the top of the list. It's a Polish pizza made with a baguette base. On our walk, we passed by the new Jewish cemetery. We came across a monument in a square that was once the oldest Jewish cemetery in Kazimierz, which was closed in 1552 when the Remu cemetery was built. The monument is in memory of the 65,000 Krakow victims of the Holocaust, erected by the Nissenbaum Family Foundation. Continuing on, we passed the old synagogue before finally arriving at Platz Novi. In the heart of Platz Novi, or New Square as it's otherwise known, is a round building with lots of little takeaway windows serving zapiekanka. There's a huge variety of toppings and sauces. We shared a simple ham and cheese one with a basil sauce, and with its crispy outer, soft inner base and fresh toppings, it was delicious and very cheap at only around £3. There are lots of videos out there with people reviewing them if you want to know more. The square has market stalls and is surrounded by bars and restaurants. We had planned to go back this holiday, so I didn't take much footage. Sadly though, time ran away with us and we didn't manage to return to do any filming. Maybe next time, as I'm sure we'll be back. Next stop was to head into the Old Town in search of some obverzanki to try. I apologise if I'm murdering the pronunciations, by the way. These are a cross between a pretzel and a bagel and come with different toppings such as sesame seeds and poppy seeds. We opted for a sesame seed one. It cost about 60p and was a great filling snack. In need of a drink now, we continued into the Old Town. It was Monday evening and the Old Town wasn't as busy as it would be towards the weekend. That's St Mary's Basilica having some renovation work done. We did have a look inside during our stay, but as there was a service in progress, sadly we weren't able to take any photographs. Our next port of call was the Cloth Hall, Krakow's oldest centre of commerce, where travelling merchants would meet to discuss business and barter. It was originally built in the 13th century and consisted of 2 rows of stone stalls forming a street in the centre of the market square, with gates at both ends that were locked on a night to keep thieves away. In 1555 the Cloth Hall was destroyed by fire, but its reconstruction started in earnest. Today, on the ground floor, stalls selling amber jewellery, leather goods and all sorts of souvenirs line either side. We didn't realise that there are 4 grand exhibition halls on the upper floor holding a permanent exhibit of 19th century Polish paintings and sculpture, so that's another must-see on our list to do when we return. By now we were flagging, so there was one thing left to do, and that was to grab a drink. We settled on the Bulldog Bar in the square and had a great evening listening to the 80s music they were playing, whilst we planned more places to visit. And so, with some idea of where we'd like to go this holiday, we ventured off for a stroll around the Old Town. Wow, what an amazing vibe Krakow Old Town has. It was one of those moments where you just want time to stand still. Sadly, the camera can't capture what the heart feels. All I can describe it as, it was like going back in time to those carefree nights out we spent as teenagers. Yep, we can still remember them. Happy days. Eventually we came across a donut shop, another culinary delight that Poland is famous for. Well, it would have been rude not to give them a try, wouldn't it?
Mine's pumpkin and orange. What's yours?
Rose. Never have they tasted so good.
Absolutely gorgeous. It's a big hit from us.
And so, after a very early start that day, made quite obvious by the dark circles around my eyes, we decided it was time to retire for the evening. We'd already packed in quite a bit since our 3 a.m. start. Sometimes though, for me at least, it's knowing when to call it a day, especially when there's still so much to explore. One thing that really took a lot of getting used to, in fact I'd say we didn't actually get used to it at all, and that's that pedestrians have total right of way crossing the roads in the Old Town. Yep, You simply stride across in front of cars, bikes and even trams as though you have some sort of god complex. Did I do the British thing of putting my hand up to say thank you? I certainly did. Manners cost nothing, you know. Having said that, it felt so uncomfortable and unnatural that we grew to watch out for groups of people about to cross the road, and we followed, scurrying along behind them, bowing our heads apologetically. Oh, the curse of our polite British culture. I do admit, though, that it was very tempting to throw my arms out wide to my sides in a stop gesture to both sides of the road, throw my head back, toss my hair, and strut across the road like some modern-day Moses. But no, I didn't have the bottle. Damn this British Reserve. And so we arrived back at our hotel. It wasn't as posh as the one we were mistakenly dropped off at, but hey, we're campervanners. Anything other than that is an absolute luxury. So that was it for day one. We slept well, not knowing what drama day two had in store for us, but more about that next time. We hope you've enjoyed this little snapshot. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.